Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3POA podcast, episode 12. I'm your host, Laserpants, also known as Ryan. Great to have you here on the new channel, the 3POA channel. Please hit that subscribe button, guys. We got to get this up to 1,000 subs. That's what we need. Help us out. Thank you. I am joined, as always, by my friend and yours, Mr. Desert Rat, a.k.a. Tony Roberts, a.k.a. The Accused. What's up, Tony?
Yes, and welcome to the 2POA podcast, because Bobby's running late.
Look,
yeah,
big time Bobby. He's go ahead.
He's just going to be a few minutes late. It's not like him, you know. He does have a reputation for being incredibly punctual, for having great Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also known for his great head of hair, too, so.
Yeah. Speaking of which, man, oh, no, I'm not going to say it. No, I can't pick on Bobby when he's not here. I'll wait till he gets here.
Yeah, well, big time, Bobby. On time as always. Anyway, so how's your week been? A little trouble in the Analog Toys YouTube channel there, huh?
Yeah, and kind of just what I needed the week that I pick up the keys for the new house and start trying to move and all of that as well. So obviously, when did Retro Blasting do that call-in show for the fans? Strike Back? That was Saturday night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
which was Sunday morning for me.
Yep, last weekend. Yep.
I then did a follow-up live stream. Kind of middle of the day Sunday. Then you and I did a pre-recorded stream with Sergeant Slaughterhouse.
Great time with those guys.
Oh, always is, yeah. And then I got up the next morning early, getting ready to go to work at my day job. And I've checked in on the YouTube comments and all my social media like I normally do. The video's like 4,500 views. I'm reading the comments, and then about 5 minutes before I go to work, bang, I get not a copyright claim, which is what most people do. The difference being a copyright claim, you don't have to remove the content. It's just that any money that your video earns go to the person who owns the copyright. It's very, very common with, if we were to play an AC/DC track at the start of this instead of the royalty-free music that we use, whoever licenses AC/DC will put a copyright claim here. We can still put all of our 3POA videos up, but all the money would go to AC/DC.
Yep.
No, this guy put in a copyright strike, which, first of all, has removed my ability to live stream for 7 days, because I don't think they do that all the time, but that was because the video in question was a live stream. So I'm like, you haven't even given me a chance to prove my innocence, and I'm being punished for a week. So it's quite handy that we actually had set up this channel a little while ago. Otherwise, the 3POA would be in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Now I'm just a case of waiting to hear back.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting in YouTube world. We're never short on drama.
Oh, no, we're not.
But what are you drinking there, buddy?
I'm drinking my favourite beer, which is Great Northern Lager. I say my favourite beer. It's the one it's my daily drink. Great Northern Brewing Company, Queensland. It's got a picture of a big, like, is it a swordfish or merlin, whatever you call it.
Yeah. I've got my usual whiskey and Coke here, made by the wife. She made it pretty strong. I'm already a bit buzzed, which is good. Buzz Laser Pants is better.
Yeah.
Oh, so Drew G. Oh, how true it is, Drew G. He said Bobby is really busy today because he's trying to get Ryan's next order together. If only that was true. I have not made an order since the in-stock, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? He started the in-stock sale for Series 2A. I got a few more. I'm good for now until 2B. And then I'll need a few desert rats to blow up with firecrackers.
A few? What do you need a few for? You only need one?
Well, I got to keep one in box for Joe Fest, man. I need it signed. And thank you, Scuba Pete. He is our newest moderator on 3POA. I need moderators.
He does a wonderful job.
Yeah, he is.
Scuba Pete's really
awesome.
Good. He learned from the best, Mr. Timothy Ward.
Yeah. And Bobby's still not here, but I don't want to get into. Oh, go ahead.
Look at this. Impossible Pie says, "Did you guys see the Shardamus? Did you guys see Shardamus interview Bobby? Great conversation." I did.
Shardamus. I'm kidding. Of course, I saw it. Yeah, it was a great conversation. Bobby is always a great interview because he goes in depth on the behind the scenes stuff in the toy industry that a lot of toy industry guys will not do. And so, it was a great interview. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on Shardamus's channel.
Not only that, he put up his review of Series 2A this morning as well. That was the first thing I watched this morning when I got up.
He did. He absolutely, yeah. Good review. He was happy with him.
He was. I don't know if Tim Kennedy will be because he called him Ted Kennedy, but anyway.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy. Salvator. But Ryan, why come not super chat? Well, because we're not monetized. So I'm going to do my best to find, the best comments but I hope no one's offended if I don't get to your comment because there's a lot of comments coming in. We got 57 people watching, which is not bad for a channel with 409 subscribers. So
413 subscribers, mate. Hit refresh.
Oh, is it more now?
413.
All right. We're getting there. Not quite halfway.
You watch. And all the people who'll be jumping on here to see Bobby and then realizing Bobby's not here, they'll just unsubscribe and leave. So thanks, Bobby, for being late.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for Bobby, I wanted to talk about what you maybe added to your collection recently.
I got a bunch of stuff in this week. For those who know, I've got a US mail forwarding address. And the way that works, it's like a locker somewhere in some warehouse. I can just buy single figures and stuff like that on eBay, get it shipped there, and they'll hold on to it all. And then when I'm ready to forward it on, they repack it all, and then they give me a few different shipping options. So I had a few things kind of backing up in there. The first of which I got the new Red Skull from the Marvel Legends Supervillains range. This is a great figure.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'm not a huge fan of is it the alternate head?
Yeah.
One with the big teethy smile. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it comes with two heads, so just swap out the head. preference. I like the Tesseract. I love the fact that he can hold it.
Yeah.
The gun is cool. Very simplistic outfit, but that's how it was in the comic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The one thing
go ahead.
The one thing I didn't like about that figure was the color on the skulls. It was a little too pink for me. I like a deeper, closer to blood red. But that's a minor nitpick. It is a great figure overall. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, you've ruined this figure for me now.
Oh, no.
No. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But I know what you're saying. Like more like the skin tone that he had in the movie in the first Avengers. That was a lot more blood red. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way I like. But I think if you look at the older issues of Captain America, I think that color is pretty close to it. Like it was a slightly lighter colored, pinkish red almost.
Yeah. I got the 80th Iron Man.
Awesome figure.
It is. This is a very nice figure. Like I do like the new Charles Bronson haircut on the the 20th anniversary one, but I don't think I need that figure. I like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So I've now got the 80th Iron Man, the 80th Thor, the 80th Cap, and I was going to get myself the 80th Hulk. But fortunately for me, I've got a few friends who are into collecting Marvel Legends, people like yourself and Sal and Bobby and Michael. I'm like, what's the best Marvel Legends Hulk? And they're like, well, it's not a Marvel Legend. It's a Marvel Select Hulk.
Yep.
And I got this guy.
Oh.
And I'm in love with him. When I first took it out of the bubble, immediately I was like, he's got no waist swivel. This is rubbish. But then when I actually started to pose him and the movement you get in this torso.
Diaphragm, yep.
Yeah. He doesn't need a waist swivel at all.
Right.
You can have him turning right around and it looks really good. So yeah, I like this figure. I got no use for the alternate head.
The cyborg Hulk head. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, this is a little bit bigger or quite a bit bigger than the Marvel Legend. But to me, that is the scale Hulk should be anyway.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing is that even though Select is a 7-inch scale, their Hulks, Hulk is always in scale because Hulk can vary in size so much,
Yeah.
But that one has such a classic look. I love that one.
It's my new favorite Hulk figure. Certainly in that scale, it's the ultimate Hulk. I still want to get that 20th anniversary one just because I like the little Dio stand he comes with.
Yeah, for sure. They're actually they're okay. When Hasbro first revealed these little stands with the cardboard backdrop, I thought they had cheaped out a little bit. But to have the comic book cover in your display behind a classic looking figure, it's actually pretty cool. One thing, I wish that this Dio piece, this backdrop, I wish it was made out of the cardboard, the thickness of the actual card back of the figure. Because it's so thin that the ones I've gotten so far are warped out of the package. But these cards are thick and stiff, Tony. They're thick and stiff. They don't warp.
Hulk doesn't come with one of those stands or the backdrop. He comes with his Dio stand is really different. I watched the review on Dan Who reviews. It actually looks like an angled piece of concrete with a smash, like he's punched the ground with his fist, and it's all cracked. It looks awesome.
So I'm gonna out myself. I didn't watch that review on Dan Who's channel. I usually watch all his videos, but I missed that one apparently. I didn't know he came with that.
Yeah, and he doesn't come with the backdrop. And I thought you were a Marvel Legends fan, man. I'm just a casual over here.
I am, but Look, there's a lot of YouTube channels and there's a lot of videos. As much as I try to watch them all, it's not really possible. But
Yeah.
So I just kind of gave it away. I did get the new 80th Captain America. Or is it 80th? Yeah, 80th or no, 20th. Sorry, 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends. 20th anniversary of the toy line. Fantastic figure. It sucks that he's $32. But man, he's so good. I probably would have paid $40. I almost bought a second one today. I should have because you want it, and I didn't know that. But I saw one at GameStop today, and I left it on the shelf because I already had it.
Originally, I didn't want it because I was happy with the 80th one, which is the 80th anniversary of Marvel, and then we've got the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends. It gets confusing.
Right.
Originally I didn't want it, but then I saw a review, and the reviewer did the comparison with the two figures, and then I saw, the lighter blue color. I think the head sculpt is better. Yeah, I love that he comes with the shoulder straps to carry the shield. Yeah, awesome figure.
And he came with something that a lot of Marvel Legends just don't have anymore, which is paint shading. Like he has a bit of a wash, even like on his boots, on his torso, and each little scallop in his armor. There's some darker paint underneath, and it just looks fantastic. And really, what really stands out over that 80th anniversary darker colored cap is the head sculpt.
Yeah.
So the 80th, the one that you have, he has a very narrow head, and I never noticed it until I saw this one. This one is vastly...
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't look narrow until you see the two of them side by side, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't want that 80th one anymore. Greg Fenstad here says, Laser Pants, what do you think of the unmasked cap head when compared to all our other comic and MCU heads?
I love it. In fact, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to show it on camera. This is the most accurate, badass Captain America head that they've done so far. I mean, look at this. It's spot on Captain America. I love this thing, man. It's so good. Looks just like Captain. Looks like a very masculine, strong male.
That's the Infinity War cap.
Yeah, I couldn't keep a straight face, but yeah, no. But the actual one, sculpted by Paul Harding. Okay, that's gone. I'm not going to show it on camera. I just dropped it. But sculpted by Paul Harding.
You just dropped your own head.
Yeah, well, not mine. Mine's right here. But the actual head he came with, it just went flying across the room.
Yeah, you should have got another one at GameStop.
Yeah. Man, I got like a hair in my throat or something. But it's got a very like 1970s like aesthetic, just like the Iron Man that they put out and that Hulk that's in the same line, the 20th anniversary of Legends line. It's really nice. But I wanted to show this Laser Pants head because friend of the show, my good buddy Alex Sanchez from the Infinity Equation. So Mark II Designs sent me a few of these heads, these Laser Pants heads. And he sent one really well painted one, and the others were kind of like he was kind of testing out like his skills as a painter, and one was blank. So the ones that weren't so good, I sent to Alex because apparently not only can he draw, but he's an excellent painter. So he painted up this one, and he gave me an alternate, which is battle damaged.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Is that battle damage? It just looks like a big night out on the drink.
Yeah. So it's bloody. I got a black eye. It's really cool. So Alex, thank you very much.
Ted
you knocked it out of the park.
The beard is made of vibranium.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Alex, if you're watching. Oh, and look who decided to show up finally. The man behind Action Force, Mr. Bobby Vala. Welcome.
What's up, fellas? Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. What happened?
My parents are in town visiting, and we got the kids to bed late and stuff like that. So,
Oh, okay.
So
how are the
Family
parents doing?
first, bro.
Haven't seen them in a while. I hope they're well.
They're good. They're actually, you might see them at Joe Fest.
Oh, cool. Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So we were
We
just
were
going...
just discussing how many people have unsubscribed to the new channel because they clicked on wanting to see Bobby and they just got left with us two, and they were so disappointed. Everyone's here to see Bobby.
Well, you know what, though? But that'll be good because then our sub numbers will go up and they'll have a little spike because everyone will come back now, right?
Hopefully.
It's spiking. We've gone up 25 subs since the start of the show. So
Awesome. Awesome.
So I don't know if you saw it, but I was just showing the Laser Pants heads that I had Alex paint.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's an excellent painter, man.
Yeah, he's almost as good as me.
Wait,
He's good.
are you saying I should have sent these to you to have them painted?
You know, I do all my own paint masters for the figures, right?
Okay.
yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
And speaking of which, Bobby's behind at the moment, Ryan. So he ain't got time to be painting no Laser Pants head.
I actually have another blank Laser Pants head here that I was gonna use to make casts. I don't know how to do that, but I guess I could learn how to make a resin cast or some sort of plastic.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
I love Alex. Alex is my boy. Now I know they don't have hair, but I mean you can't fuck around with.
Ooh, nice.
Mad skills.
No hair. So is that?
Can
Can you say who that is? Is that Pandora or? Oh, that's Pandora.
Pandora.
Yep, got the scars.
Do you want
Very
to? Do you want to tease?
Sure, absolutely. Ooh.
What we got here? That's Eclipse.
Very nice.
And then she does have hair.
Awesome.
Nice.
She might be one of my favorite characters in the line.
Man, with the nose ring too.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, well, Alex did a great job. I'm just fucking with him.
Man, that's some awesome reveals for the first exclusive show on this channel.
Well, I felt bad for showing up late, so I felt like I had to show something, right?
Well, that's cool. I mean, it's kind of a giveaway for the tease you posted earlier this week on IG with the bloody hands.
Yeah. I mean I kind of gave it away, but yeah. I mean, you haven't seen all of it, but
hey,
I'm not fucking around with Series 3, man. Series 3 is it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be hot. Now that's the all-female wave.
Yep.
Okay. Now, did you run that by Todd McFarlane?
I did not, because one, they are my characters, and going off of what Todd said, as long as a character is cool, he'll do it. I mean, they're my characters, so I have to think that they're cool. However, I did work on my fair share of peg warmers at Hasbro, and the majority of them were the female figures. But I will say that the majority of them also weren't cool. They're just basic characters. I've worked on some great female characters that sold fantastic. So I think it what he said about a character being cool, doesn't matter who they are. That covers both male and female, but the male figures will always outsell the female figures.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is a gamble, me doing an all female wave. But also I'm direct to consumer. He is in mass retail, so you have to look at it like a pie. You have the whole pie or pizza, 8 pieces of pizza. 2 of those 8 slices at retail are collectors. Of the female figures that sell, the majority are going to collectors. So those 2 pieces of the 8 pieces. Well, those 2 pieces are my whole customer base because I'm not in mass retail. Mass retail has 6 other slices they got to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way you kind of have to look at it. So, but I also believe that once Action Force gets to mass retail, that the female figures will sell because I think I have really cool, compelling female figures.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a really good indicator for you, Bobby, as well, is when you did the live stream with Ryan on your channel, where you were showing off the the resin test shots of the female figures.
Yep.
That particular live stream, I remember I was at work watching that. That was nuts. The amount of people that were watching that, the super chats, the questions. That shows the level of excitement for Wave 3 of Action Force, I think. People,
ever since I showed the female figures from the first Kickstarter, people have been excited about female figures. Like I said, I think we have really compelling figures. I think they have good story. They have good, unique looks. There's also a nice range of them. Pandora has a unique look. Eclipse is unique. Killswitch is unique. Female Steel Brigade Trooper is the first time, a female Steel Brigade Trooper will be done. Although maybe they did one like that shitty 2000s run. But I mean, is that like the real run? They never did a female. So, there are a lot of factors. I'm not, what Todd said wasn't totally wrong. I think he went about saying it the wrong way. They're definitely, I listened to that interview about three or four times. It's a fantastic interview. And Todd gives really, really great, information that is not really known by a lot of people. And when he said that, I know he got some flack for it. Unfortunately, Shartimus kind of caught some flack for it, even though he was just doing the interview. But, it's like, well, it's, is it, like, it's always been the boys action aisle. Like that's the boys action figure aisle. At Hasbro, they ended up calling it action brands to be, a little more inclusive. And I understand it. I'm not saying that, girls don't go down that aisle, but also it's like, I have a daughter. When we go to Target, she wants to go down the doll aisle. There's no other name for the doll aisle. It's the doll aisle. It's all pink. It's dolls. It's Barbie. It's, American Girl. So it's like, it's the action figure aisle. It's the doll aisle. I don't think Todd was trying to, ruffle any feathers or say something wrong or anything like that. I think he went about saying it wrong. Like I said, I think the information he was trying to convey maybe wasn't necessarily wrong. I think he could have made different points. Kind of like the points I made. It's like, I make cool female characters. I'm doing an all-female wave. It's like, that's a chance that I'm willing to take because I believe in the female characters that I'm putting out. But, serial killer thing probably wasn't necessary.
That was a joke, though. I mean, let's take a joke as a joke.
Listen, it was definitely a joke. And
he didn't make fun of female figures' alopecia, so
yeah.
we don't need to slap him in the face. So,
so it's like I understand why some people were upset, but at the same time, I think I don't think his intentions were bad. I think he was trying to give very legitimate advice or feedback to a question that was asked. Perfect example. Look at the Eternals wave at Target, Walmart right now, clogging the shelves. Now, granted, I didn't like the movie. I'm not saying how other people felt about the movie. I didn't like it, but something tells me it didn't resonate with people because, it didn't resonate with fans because the figures aren't selling. But also
the movie was crap.
The movie was crap. But like I said, listen, if you like the movie, that's cool. It wasn't my cup of tea. But it's a direct, it's direct evidence that the figures aren't selling for a reason. Now, of the figures in that wave, I've noticed, I'm not saying I have MPD data or anything like that. I'm saying based on what I saw at Target, I've never seen an Icarus and I've never seen the other guy. There was two male figures or three male figures. There was, the Joker, the Wong character and Icarus. I never saw Icarus. I never saw the guy that looks like Wong that makes all the engineering stuff. But I did see the Joker's character. Granted, he was a crap character in the movie. The rest of the wave is all female characters. What's clogging the shelf there? I see a bunch of female characters from that wave there. So that's got to support some of the things that, Todd was saying about how well female characters sell versus male characters. Same thing with the Black Widow wave. I saw the Black Widow wave. I never saw any Crimson, what's his name? Stranger Things guy.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. There was Red Guardian and another male character.
There was Comic Winter Soldier and God, I can't remember now.
But for those characters, you didn't really see. I saw Red Guardian maybe once. I didn't see Winter Soldier, but what did I see clogging the shelves? Black Widow and her sister. Granted, we've gotten a bunch of Black Widows, but her sister, even the deluxe Black Widow, that was a great figure with a bunch of cool accessories. That was clogging the shelves. So, you have to look at the data. I'm not saying, female figures don't sell, because again, I'm doing a whole entire wave of female figures. So I believe they can sell if you're doing the right character. But, in the action figure aisle, I think the male figures will always sell better than the female characters.
Now, a few people have brought up the Taskmaster from that wave, which is, we found out later, was a
That's
female.
true. Yep.
But we didn't know that until, a year and a half after that wave was on pegs, that it was a female, right? I think there was rumors.
Yeah.
But that Taskmaster is actually an excellent figure. It looks cool. Has a cool mask, great articulation. Collectors wanted it. I could see kids going down the aisle and picking that. They want that over Yelena Belova. The Eternals wave, I don't think it's just that it was a horrible movie, and it's not just that, it's like half female characters. I just think the character designs are pretty boring.
They are boring. Yeah.
It's like a lot of robes, and they all kind of look the same, but with different colors.
Yeah.
And
they don't look like superheroes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they look like superheroes at all. But we do have a pretty cool question from Greg Fenstad. He said, Bobby, were any of the peg warmers sleeper female Marvel Legends ones that people have loved later on, or ones you feel should get more respect?
I'm trying to think, because I'm thinking of, I can't really say for the 4-inch line when I worked on it, because that line got kind of shitty at the end there. We removed articulation, the price went up. But when I was working on 6-inch Legends, I'm trying to remember the female figures in those waves. I did the Silver Sable, that second version of Black Cat, which I don't think people really wanted because they had done a classic version of Black Cat with the giant boobs.
Yeah.
And we got in trouble for that. So, the Black Cat I did was more anatomically correct. But I thought that was a really great figure.
The Silver Sable, I didn't even realize you did that one, but the Silver Sable was great. That was a great.
Yeah, that was a great figure.
It was accurate. Besides the Nerf guns, which can kind of work for Silver Sable anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great figure. I liked it.
I think I did Spider-Woman in that, in those two Spider-Man waves, which was a cool figure.
I've got a quick question for you, Bobby.
Yeah.
You were talking about, what was the figure you were saying before that you did with the big boobs? Which figure?
Black Cat.
No, that was I didn't do it. Someone else did it, but it was Black Cat.
Oh, no, you said like we got into trouble for that. I'm like, is that the first time big boobs have got you into trouble?
No. So I just remember like it was kind of one of those things where we'd done it. Marvel didn't have a problem, but then like later on, we tried to kind of do things the same way. And Marvel's like, what are you doing? And we're like, well, they're the same size as Black Cat. And they're like, yeah, those days are over. Kind of like guns and with Marvel characters, that sort of thing. The only time one of my figures got into hot water was, and I don't remember if I told this story, when I was working on the 4-inch line, we were doing, they had a She-Hulk body, and I wanted to do Red She-Hulk. And we did Red She-Hulk, and we always did our own paint masters in-house and our own photo samples in-house. So our hand painter Tony, he would work on them, and they were great, they were perfect. But there was, I think, a China toy fair, and they needed additional samples of figures for that show. So the factory out in China did their own models for that convention. And we thought that they were going off of our own models, but sometimes they go rogue out there. And She-Hulk had kind of a V-neck that came down, but on our figure, it was reasonable. China did it where it like came down, like showed the girls.
Yeah.
And I remember like that was all over the toy sites, that She-Hulk figure. And Disney was so pissed at us, but we're like, no, that's not the figure. Like they painted the wrong, like they painted it wrong for that specific convention. So, but because they were so like freaked out about it, I think they made us remove the V-neck altogether. So she ends up having like a turtleneck kind of thing. I think I remember that correctly. But that was one that we got into trouble a little bit.
I want to thank China for that.
I'm sure you can find pictures of it. It was really funny. It was really funny.
Well, Bobby, before you joined us, we were talking about new stuff we picked up, added to the collection.
Gotcha.
Did you have anything?
I did, and I opened him for the first time as we were talking, and because I've been so busy, I am mad at myself for taking so long to open him up. But he's amazing.
Yes, the Mafex Kryptonian regeneration suit.
Listen,
Superman.
This figure, that was like my heyday for comics, like the death of
Yeah.
Superman, the return of Superman. Because I remember, for those of you who know your history, there was an issue that was like a sleeper issue where this black suited guy that looked like Superman came out of this pod, and we all thought it was the Eradicator Superman because they both looked the same. And Eradicator just fought Cyborg and he got all fucked up. So we all thought that was just the Eradicator regenerating, kind of healing himself. But he was acting different, and he was asking for all these updates from the things in the, the Kelexes in Fortress of Solitude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I was getting all the comics weekly, so I had that issue. And then all of a sudden it came out that like that was really Superman. And all of a sudden people were rushing to go back and get that issue because people kind of slept on it because they were like, oh, it's just Eradicator. But when he came back, he was in that black costume. He just looked so cool. And then he really didn't have any powers. And he came in this giant mech suit. He showed up. It was great. Great time for comics. And
the awesome mullet.
The awesome mullet. I'm down with the mullet. I think the only thing that would have been cooler is if they gave him a beard. Like his hair grew, but you tell me his facial hair didn't grow? Come on. But it was great. And then it's like, as he's fighting Cyborg Superman, he starts to get his powers back and he kills him at the end. Man, it was so good. So I love that Mafex is doing these death and return to Superman figures. I need them to do more. Like I had him pre-ordered. I have Cyborg Superman pre-ordered. I need an Eradicator because he was my favorite of the 4 Supermen.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to do a Doomsday. Other companies have done Doomsday, but no Doomsday has been perfect yet. So I need a Doomsday. And, I can't wait for that Cyborg Superman to come. So they'll need to do, we have the Hush Superman, so I guess he kind of fits in with this, but I want a Dan Jurgens Superman, because everything is based on his style from that line. They teased the Steel Superman.
Yes, they did.
So I'm excited about that. So I have a feeling we'll probably get Eradicator last. Like they'll do Steel and then they'll do Superboy and then they'll do Eradicator. But I really, really hope that I get everything. And also they're doing the Batman Nightfall stuff, and man, I cannot get enough of the 90s stuff they are doing. It's everything I want out of toys.
I absolutely love it. It's probably the best DC line ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would only put it over. I mean, Superpowers is great. It was the line we loved as a kid. It's nostalgic, but just as far as a collector figure, with the superposability they come with, the price point hurts. I won't lie, but
Definitely does.
Mafex is just killing it with these DC figures. My figure culture, he says, I don't have any Mafex or Mezco. Any recommendations on a first purchase figure from either line? I'm going to say this guy because he's probably still available at retail price.
Yeah, so he is. He is. I was on Hobby Link Japan. I believe he's still available. Yeah.
The Hush Superman and the Hush Batman.
Yeah.
They did a black and gray and a blue and gray Batman. They're all excellent. They're probably pretty pricey right now.
Yeah.
As far as Mezco, I guess whatever you can find a deal on. If you're not afraid of price, I would go for one of the Sovereign Knight versions of Batman, and you can kind of pick the version you want. You can go gray with black. You can go gray with blue. You can go black on black. Those are really good. So that's my recommendation.
Also, like if you want to get into something that I think the prices have come down on them because other stuff has come out. Mm-hmm. But I first got into Mafex when the Dark Knight trilogy stuff came out. And those figures are fantastic. So I would definitely recommend those too, because they have a lot of different versions of Batman, a lot of different versions of Joker. The Bruce Wayne's fantastic. The Harvey Dent's amazing. The Bane is really good. That line is great. And it was like, I've seen Mafex stuff slightly before the Dark Knight stuff, and there were figures in the Dark Knight line that were shit that they corrected later on. But Mafex really course corrected, and all their figures are awesome now. It's very minute things that aren't good, but back then they were still kind of working out the kinks.
Yep.
They are awesome. And if you can get your hands on him, I think he's really pricey because I paid a shit ton, but he is probably one of my all-time favorite figures. And I think I even said that on IE about figures of the year. Dude, that Michael Jordan, that Mafex Michael Jordan is amazing.
I don't have the disdain for LeBron James that you do, but I got the LeBron James they did too.
Fuck that
another excellent figure. So if you're a Lakers fan, you get that LeBron. He's in his Lakers uniform. But that Michael Jordan in the Bulls, number 23, awesome.
Yep.
Great figure.
Yep.
So
I got more stuff. I've got other stuff to show.
Let's show it off, Tony.
So obviously, this is awesome, Bobby. This is the Marvel Select one.
I
got this on Ryan's advice, and I love it. But I've got a couple of other Hulk items.
Nice. The Toy Biz, man. Dude, I bought that brand new off the pegs at Toys R Us when I was a kid. I loved it.
Yeah. And look at his, I call it jerk off Hulk.
That's a jerk off with two hands. Good for him.
It's the Hulk.
It's the Hulk, man.
Everything grows.
I mean, all right.
And a vintage lunchbox.
Killer.
Nice. Does it have the thermos?
It does, yeah.
Ooh, look at you, big spender.
I've only got a handful of lunchboxes, but I've probably got about 7, I think. I don't buy lunchboxes without thermoses. I'm a picky collector. There is just a Hulk only lunchbox that came out a few years before this one. I've got to add that as well. So, and I got that. This is mint and sealed. I was going to open this and put it on that fighting vehicle for Action Force, but I ended up finding a different 50 cal, so I'm just going to leave this in the box for my Rambo collection.
Cool. Coleco Rambo 50 cal.
Yep, 50 cal on a tripod with an ammo belt.
Nice.
Kind of like a deluxe weapon, maybe, Bobby.
Maybe.
I heard something on the Shardamus Prime YouTube channel the other day, and I
Fake news. Fake news.
Bobby said some deluxe weapons packs, and then 5 minutes later, I said, "Grace, I need a mop and bucket." I got a little bit overexcited.
I did say deluxe weapons, and shit, there are some deluxe weapons coming.
Can't wait.
They're being tooled as we speak.
Nice.
Yep.
Anything else, Tony? Or go ahead.
Yeah. And Union Jack.
Oh, cool. Yeah. When they first solicited him for pre-order, a few years ago, he was actually on the Sunfire body with butterfly joints.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we received our pre-orders, it's on the Bucky Cap body, which was kind of a letdown, but the way they explained it was because of the paint apps with the Union Jack flag on his chest. They couldn't get it to work right with the butterfly
this is
joints.
The Bucky Cap body.
That is the Bucky Cap. Yep.
Yeah, I had no idea what that even was a few months ago.
Yeah.
And now it's just become a common phrase. So you warned me with this, Ryan, that it would be very difficult to get one with good paint apps. There's a lot of issues with the paint on the back of the figure.
Mm-hmm.
But the front, it looks fine.
Awesome.
Something that really, really, really annoys me about this figure is when you put the revolver in the holster, you can't close the flap.
Yeah. They've used that holster a few times, and I think that's an issue on most of them.
And I did like a Patreon exclusive video where I was I'm showing everyone all this haul that I got, and I was literally opening the figures out of the packet live on camera there. So I put the pistol in the holster, and I'm like, "What the hell? The pistol fits in, but then you can't close the top flap."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that would never, ever happen with Valaverse. You wouldn't do that, would you, Bobby? Make a pistol holster where you couldn't close it once you put the pistol in?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so.
That's just Bush League right there.
Bush League. Well, I don't want to go into that because that would be a whole rabbit hole. Anyway.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Well, okay. I was going to say the weapons packs, and they have a lot of pistols. And the Tim Kennedy figure has a holster that'll fit a lot of them. But most figures just have the thigh holster that fits the what's that? The
Maxim.
The Maxim.
Yep.
It'd be cool to get a gear pack with either a thigh holster or a belt, like hip holster, that will fit some of the other weapons in the line.
Well, I mean, Carrick has the other holster that fits his.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Bone Collector has a holster that fits the Desert Eagle.
So here's the problem. I only have one of each of those. I should have ordered more.
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault, Ryan, because I bought 3 Carracks, 2 Bone Collectors. I remember when I did the original review of Series 1, because they look so similar, I just assumed that Carracks and Bone Collectors holsters were exactly the same, but I've learned over time, no, they're actually different. They look the same, but size-wise, they're different because you can't fit the Desert Eagle into Carrack's holster. It's a lot bigger to accommodate the Desert Eagle.
Carrack's holster will fit the 1911, the VP9, not Tim Kennedy's because it has the red dot. But put it this way, every pistol in the line has a holster that will fit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
that's then of course we've got Sarge's hand cannon as well.
Yep.
I should have bought more of those. Yes, he has the hand cannon holster. Cool.
Yeah. I got 3 of those.
Let me talk about a couple things that I picked up this week. First of all, I got another Migs Mayfield figure from the Mandalorian line. And I bought it just for the head because I just wanted a Bill Burr action figure. So I put it on the hood body, so I can just have Bill hanging out with me. Old Billy Red Bulls hanging out with me.
What's that figure?
This is the hood from Marvel Legends. It's like it's their Peter Parker body, their Stan Lee body, just with different colors. And the hood is like
who's
on clear.
who's the Hood? I've never heard of him.
He's some Marvel Legends villain. He comes with a cloak. He's like possessed or something, and he's evil. I don't know.
He's got the yelling face.
Yeah, he's got the angry, as Ryan Ting says, the angry collector, Marvel Legends collector face.
Yep.
Yeah, so I bought one of those on super deep clearance from Best Buy just to put the Bill Burr head on, because hands down my favorite comedian right here.
Oh yeah.
I also got the Mafex Black Suit Superman. Amazing. I got in, and after I pre-ordered this, I kind of started to regret it, but I'm glad I kept my pre-order open. I got the 2099 Spider-Man from Mezco, and it's pretty stinking cool. Like, the suit is a bit too loose, but I understand why they did that. It's because it's Spider-Man. You want to put him in crazy Spider-Man poses, which this can achieve. The posability on it is excellent. And once he's in a crazy pose, he looks awesome. Comes with a lot of great accessories, including this big spider web.
Oh, that's nice.
What company makes that one?
Huh?
What company makes that?
Mezco. It's a soft goods. Soft goods.
So that looks good. I've seen the Mezco images of the classic Spider-Man. There's that image going around with the Green Goblin behind him, and that looks like a turkey.
Yeah, it does.
Turkey.
Yeah. And I should have set up my second camera for this thing, but I sent pictures of this to our group chat earlier this week, and Tony did not enjoy my joy. He said it's the worst version of this ever, but I love it. It's the Jazz Inc. 1/12 scale Batman versus Superman Batmobile. And this thing is unbelievable. Check out this headlights.
I love how you said this is the worst version of this. It's like, do you remember Batman Forever? Do you remember Batman and Robin?
Those are the worst.
I think you're just trying to hate on Zack Snyder because he's a genius. And you're just jealous of his geniusness and his ability to make an amazing movie with amazing characters.
Oops.
And you should just
Ryan, I know that's your new toy Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
But that comment I left in the group chat was for Bobby.
Oh, it didn't bother me at all. I don't care. But
I don't think that's the worst Batmobile ever. I just knew I would get this kind of reaction from Bobby.
As far as functionality of like what you would have if Batman was real, he would have something like this. It wouldn't be like a sports car. It wouldn't even be a muscle car. It would be more tank-like, but with these wheels out here. Right? This is low to the ground. It's wide. You're not going to flip it going around corners. It's just awesome. And when you turn the headlights on like that, the control panel, I don't know if I want to get this on camera. You can't really see it, but the control panel inside the computer screens, they all light up too. And it's amazing. Jazz Inc. JAZZINC.com. It's not cheap.
While I like that Batmobile, I still think that the Tumbler was the best one.
Tumbler's awesome. Now, here's the thing with Jazz Inc. They can't make something if Hot Toys already did it.
Oh, really?
Licensing. This is officially licensed.
Oh.
It's just like a dude and his son in their garage in the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands. They make these. Like it's all injection molded plastic. Mm-hmm. I think they get some stuff from a factory in China, but they make these like in their house. So it's really cool. They're not cheap. Luckily, I got in early enough. I got on a payment plan, paid it off in like 6 months, right in time. Like when they showed up and they shipped them out, I had it paid off. So I freaking love it. I
agree with what you're saying, Bobby, but the Tumbler is my favorite Batmobile as well. it's functional. That Batmobile that you've got there, we'll call it the Ben Affleck Batmobile for want of a better expression. You're saying, it's nice and low to the ground, so you won't flip it going around the corner. But, the Joker and the Riddler are there. They're going, right, Batman might follow us in the Batmobile. So let's make our getaway down a street that's got speed bumps. Because that thing can't get over a speed bump or a curb.
I mean, look, these tires are huge. It's not that low to the ground. He's getting over speed bumps.
Yeah, and loses his exhaust muffler.
Well, the exhaust... I'm not... Okay. It also came with this optional display base, which is supposed to... I think it's supposed to be like the inside of that giant jet that Batman had. Like the floor. And you could also add on...
I just want the floor, man.
You could also, as an option, add on the Justice League package, which has the cannon in the passenger seat and the miniguns on each side of the front of the Batmobile. I didn't do that because my Batman doesn't use guns. But I love the look of this thing. It's awesome. And it fits... I don't know. It probably doesn't fit a McFarlane Batman, but it fits a Mezco Batman real nice. And you can close the canopy. It's awesome. Now I just got to find somewhere to display it. So that's what I got. Anything else?
It fits 6-inch figures well.
It fits them beautifully, man.
Awesome.
Like here the Sovereign Knight with the long ears. It fits and the canopy closes.
Wow.
Yep, with
awesome.
the cape on, the cape tucked under, right? It fits. And there's a lot about this I didn't even show because like I said, I should have set up my second camera.
Do you have the Snyderverse Mezco Batman?
Not yet, but I did order that 3-pack.
Okay, that's right. He's in a 3-pack. Because he's expensive.
Yes, he is.
Like the Batman Superman ones and the Nightmare one, like they're all really expensive. I think people miss the train on those ones, but
you know what, man? That Batman used to be under retail on a lot of sites.
The Nightmare one?
No, not the Nightmare. The
regular version.
No, the Nightmare one has always been expensive.
Got it.
That's one of the Mezco Batmans I don't have, and I regret not pre-ordering it years ago.
I looked in trying to get one, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I'll be happy with my 3-pack version.
Yep.
Okay, so was there anything else you guys wanted to show before we get into the toy news?
No, the only other thing I want to show, I probably shouldn't show here on YouTube.
You sure? Because it's not like we can get demonetized.
I got a couple new belts,
Oh, nice.
Champs here, baby. Champs here. I got both belts that Austin held, the Winged Eagle and the Attitude Era belt.
Did you see his return at WrestleMania 30 whatever?
I did.
And how was it? I didn't see it.
So here's the thing. While I was excited for it, it was also a little sad. It's almost like I don't go to wakes. And the reason I don't go to wakes is because I don't want to see the person that way. It's like, my parents are like, yeah, but that people do it because they want to remember them. And I'm like, I don't want to remember them as a dead body with makeup all over them. I want to remember them like how I remember them. So to me, it's like, I don't want to remember Austin like giving a terrible 50-year-old stunner kind of bad. I want to remember him, on top of the beer truck, in the Attitude Era. That's the way I want to remember him. So, it was a little sad for me.
In America, you have the body there at the wake?
Yeah, some religions, they have the casket open and the body just sitting there, which is weird, man. Wakes are fucked up things, man. I don't dig them.
Yeah, when I was in 8th grade, a friend of mine in school drowned, and I had never been to I think Catholic. I think it was Catholic.
Yeah, Catholics do it.
his body was there and he had drowned. So I don't know why we're talking about this, but it messed me up, man. I was like, never again. I never want to see this again.
Yeah, they're weird, man. They're weird. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. It's
all the funerals I've ever been to, I think everyone I've been to, the person's been cremated, not buried. You go to the funeral, they get cremated, and then you go to the wake after. Like,
yeah. I told my wife, I said, I want to be cremated, and then I want you to send the ashes to the factory in China, and then I want you to mix the ashes with plastic, and I want you to make a figure of me so that I'm there forever, because plastic don't break down for like 100 years. I said, I want to live forever.
I told my wife that I want my body there at the funeral, but I want her to soak me in like napalm and then launch me out of a trebuchet or and then have an archer there with the flaming arrow. And so while I'm airborne, he fires the flaming arrow and I explode.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and everyone's there clapping and cheering, and that's the way I want to go out. I want to.
Then they have pieces of your body thrown on them from blowing up. Yeah,
it would be amazing.
How did we get onto this subject?
Welcome to the 3POA podcast.
This is going to be the new clip that we clip from the whole episode.
Here it is.
The 3PO's take on dying.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Because Austin.
It was my fault. I brought up wakes, and then
No. Well, you say your fault. What you were saying though about Steve Austin, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally get it. That's why, I was. That's why I didn't want to see Rambo 5. 80-year-old Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, for us, it's like, remember when Tito fought Chuck for the 3rd time recently, and how bad Chuck looked? Did you watch that? Remember
Chuck
that? It's like it's sad. You're like, wait a second, dude. You used to be a professional fighter knocking dudes out, and it's like you thought you were skilled enough to get in there with someone who's younger than you, and you thought you were going to win. He looked terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's that's what The Last Jedi was for me, seeing Luke Skywalker as a pissed off old hermit.
Yeah.
Drinking green titty milk. All right. All right. So we got some toy news, and we're starting off with some heat, man, because this is not officially announced.
I know. Hot take.
Oh,
so, you want to start with this? All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to start with something else.
Well, we're going to get to that something else later. But first, I wanted to get to this Dr. Mindbender package leak. It looks like this is going to be their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Yep.
Just based on the package and how they did Zartan and Cobra Commander. So we got this box with the artwork on the back. Explain to me, why is there like a mummy on the back?
Okay. So because when they created Serpentor was created with the DNA of like 5 different past people. So they had like King Tut, they had Genghis Khan, like they took a bunch of DNA from all these rulers and stuff. And then they also wanted Sergeant Slaughter's DNA, but like they didn't get it. And I forgot, like, because they didn't get it, they got something else or something happened. It's been a while since I saw that. It was a series of like 3 episodes or something like that. Arise, Serpentor, Arise. And Serpentor's made from the DNA of all these things. So like the set comes with, all that hand and head and stuff like that because of that. So that Dr. Mindbender was the one that kind of made Serpentor.
Okay. And that must be what he's doing here, because he has these tubes with like mummies and zombies in them. And looks like he's got Captain Jack Sparrow.
You should, if you get a chance, I'm sure YouTube has them for free, but go watch the Arise, Serpentor, Arise. I think it's either 2 or 3 episodes, maybe more. Like I said, it's been years since I saw it last.
3, I think it is. Yeah,
it's so enjoyable. It's really good.
What's up with this Aquaman dude? He's got a trident. There's a shark.
I think they get some. Is it someone from Atlantis? they get someone's DNA underwater, because I remember there's a part where they're underwater, and they're trying to get the DNA. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it tomorrow. But
this is all new to me. I have never heard any of this before. So anyway, that's the packaging artwork. And here he is in box. He's got all these accessories, like some gun thing. He's got a skull with the crack in it and a blindfold on and a brain. Anyway, here it is. Why does he have a brain? A severed human hand?
Like I said, it's parts from these people.
Okay.
So it all makes sense in that story.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just out of it.
Why does he have a brain? That's the question I asked the person at Hasbro who chose Dr. Mindbender for a deluxe release.
Look, I've seen like the hardcore old school G.I. Joe fans like loving this. So I mean, I don't know anything about it, but
it's cool. It's cool. I don't think it comes with enough to warrant a deluxe figure. That's the thing. To me, it's
he's gonna be $50.
There should be more. Like there should be more stuff. The stuff is cool, but it's like give me more. You know, I feel like there should be a bit more, because like when you look at the review of the open box, it looks really sparse. Like it's kind of like, it reminds me of the Thrawn figure.
Yeah.
Remember Thrawn came out and he just came out with a bunch of relics. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
I still have
it
that
wasn't
box
really
somewhere.
it wasn't really worth a deluxe figure for that. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a stretch. Like all this stuff could have come with the regular version,
So yeah, Rhino Hobby said,
or this could have came with like a Crocmaster sized package.
gotcha.
Now you're getting this ultra deluxe package, so it's gonna drive it up a bit.
Yeah, if this is a con exclusive, I can guarantee you it'll be more than Crocmaster.
Mm-hmm.
Rhino Hobby says Dracula, Genghis Khan, Rasputin, etc.
Yeah, there you go.
Vlad the Impaler, him too, probably.
Do you remember what that Zartan went for? The color change Zartan?
I think it was 35, but that was last year. So
The box one with all the heads, that was 35?
I think it was 35 or 40. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, we've seen where prices have gone this year.
That's right. That was before the prices went up.
Mm-hmm.
That was back when the figure was $20. Now you're talking, you got a $25 figure here.
Yeah. Yep. Well, deluxe too.
Yep.
So this will probably be officially announced later this week. They're doing I think they're doing a G.I. Joe live stream and a Power Rangers, or maybe Transformers and Power Rangers. So I don't know. Who knows? The live streams are, I swear there's one like every 2 weeks, and they show like 2 or 3 things, and it's weird how they do it now. I liked it better when it was like Toy Fair, San Diego Comic-Con. That's where they like reveal everything. You get it all at once, and now it's like kind of leaked out slowly. Like
the thing is, with the last two
large bladder
G.I. Joe live streams, the last 2 ones they've done there, we've talked before about them showing digital renders and all that. They can't go and do another G.I. Joe live stream when the stuff that they announced 2 live streams ago hasn't come out yet.
They shouldn't, but they can.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And who was it? Someone said, are they actually live? And that's questionable. But the last G.I. Joe stream was definitely live, because friend of the show, Brian, he asked a question in the live chat and they answered it on the show. So that one must have been live. So that's the only G.I. Joe reveal that I had today. Moving on to Legends. They did show off the Mr. Knight Marvel Legend, which is in the Ultron Build-A-Figure wave, which personally I think looks great. And I've seen a lot of people say, Rectangular brought this up to me, like, I'll wait for the comic version. But for my money, like, this looks just like the comic version. Like he's wearing like some wrapped like mummy shoes or something.
Oh.
But like everything else about him, there's some intricate detail that you don't see in the comic, that's not there. But this is basically the comic version. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm kind of out. Go ahead.
Is there a guarantee that you're even going to get a comic version?
At this point, yes, because they put out so many figures, and Moon Knight's kind of hot right now. We'll probably get re-releases of the older comic version, and I'm sure we'll get a Mr. Knight.
You almost got a comic version in the 4-inch line. The
Really?
last wave I ever did had 2 figures in it that didn't get released, and one of the figures actually made it on the cross sell. The Falcon that was that had like feathers like an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was real weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
We did that figure. He appeared on the cross sell, but then we cut him out of the line. But the second figure was the comic version of Mr. Knight, and I had that Paintmaster sitting on my desk, for the last couple of years I was there. I was so pissed that we didn't make that figure. He was so cool looking. It was really good.
All right. And then also, this is shown a couple weeks ago, but we haven't had a show. We got the MCU Disney Plus series Moon Knight, which looks pretty good to me. What do you guys think?
It looks good.
Looks like the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think at the moment we're going to talk about the show a little bit later on. I think if it continues the way it's going, I'm probably going to get both of these figures and anything else I can, because I'm really, really into Moon Knight at the moment.
Yeah, it's been good.
Never even heard of the character before watching the first episode last week, and I'm like, I love this. So yeah, I'll be getting both of these.
Yeah, it's been the show was definitely a nice surprise, but I know I just said I'm kind of out of the MCU, but I agree. This one I want. But yeah, it looks really good. I don't see any glaring issues with it. It looks like it might have the Power Ranger style articulation in the torso. Bobby, the one that you developed for the 12-inch Spider-Man.
Yeah, which I kind of stole from the Icons line.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great setup though. I like that articulation. If they're going to put in the ab crunch, you can kind of see the lines cut in there in his abs.
The other thing, Ryan, is that I know you really wanted the Marvel What If Ultron Build-A-Figure, and we didn't know what the other figures were. So it was the 2 figures. It was Hawkeye and Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Now these 2 Moon Knights. What are your thoughts now on being able to get that Build-A-Figure?
Well, I want the 2 Moon Knights. I don't want Hawkeye or Kate Bishop. So hopefully I can track down the other pieces. I mean, but there's still got to be at least 2 more figures in this wave we haven't seen yet.
Exactly. And I mean, maybe they're going to be 2 more Moon Knight figures. I don't know. No, as in not Moon Knight, but characters from the show, other characters that perhaps we haven't seen yet.
Could be.
Because I want that, whatever the actual Egyptian god, with the bird skull, mummy.
Oh yeah, Khonshu.
Yeah,
the Egyptian moon god.
If they bring that into the wave. Look, Hawkeye, you can use his head on a Valaverse figure, and of course, yeah, I mean, you don't want Kate Bishop because we don't collect female figures.
Well, look, so we know that they have a Miss Marvel series coming out very soon, and they're probably holding 2 figures from that show back. They're probably holding that back for this wave. So I would guess
fuck no.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get that What If Ultron.
Well, here's the thing. The good news is those Miss Marvel figures, they'll go to clearance. So you can pick them up hopefully for cheap, and then you'll have to Build-A-Figure pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know how clearance works in Australia, so maybe I can help you out, but
no, it's the same here. I can go to Kmart today and get any one of the female figures from the Eternals and any of the female figures from the Shang-Chi wave for like $10, $12 Australian. All the other figures are gone. Actually, that's a good point. I was in there just the other day, right? From the Eternals wave, the male figures have been sold. The female figures are left on the shelf. From Shang-Chi movie wave, The female figures, like his sister or whoever it is, they're still on the shelf. The male figures are gone. Then you look at the most recent wave of Star Wars Black Series they had was that wave with General Lando, Bo-Katan, the droid from that assassin droid from the Mandalorian.
IG-11.
No. The
Zero.
Yeah, zero. And Bo-Katan is a female figure, but a cool female figure. That whole wave is sold out of my Kmart, but all the female figures from these other lines are still sitting on the shelf. So, like, you've got a Mandalorian female figure, people will buy that stuff.
Yeah,
and then
like
you've got
Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand you can't find.
Costco Reeves.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to what Todd said. You make a cool looking character, female or male, it'll sell. So
yeah,
I'll tell you something.
And I mean, come on, guys. What's cooler than a female Mandalorian? I mean, they look awesome.
A female Steel Brigade trooper?
I'll give you that one.
Swarm?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
Female desert rat?
I'll just get some of my wife's I'll get some of my wife's lipstick and just put it on my male desert rat and call it the female desert rat.
Look, I mean, Desert Rat was talking to me yesterday, and I think he's got a bit of a thing for Pandora.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble. She don't swing that way.
He likes that side cut, does he?
Nice.
All right. So here's what Bobby was talking about. This leaked like just a few hours before we started this show. The Thor Love and Thunder wave, solid MCU wave. So if you're a comic collector exclusively, it's going to save you some money. But some of these look kind of cool. I mean, this Jane Foster Mighty Thor, that looks nothing like Natalie Portman. That looks more like Chris Hemsworth than Natalie Portman. We got our first look at Gore the God Butcher. That looks really cool. I kind of want that. Sal wants to army build him to make mummies, I guess. That's what he was saying earlier.
It's interesting that, so for those who remember in the comic, like he created these black tendrils that could stab you. But now it's like he's got this black sword. Now I wonder how they're going to do that in that movie. If it's going to be close to the comic, or if that's what he's going to stab people with, is a sword. I
don't know. That's Christian Bale, though.
Yep.
Gore the God Butcher. Yep. Looks like a repacked teenage Groot from the Infinity War line.
I wonder if if he's new, like if that's a new Groot, because he looks taller. He looks a lot taller than the teenage Groot.
Maybe it looks kind of the same, but yeah, it could be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell from the pictures. It's a Build-A-Figure Korg, which we've gotten a Korg, but I think this one has like some extra pieces.
Yeah, that's right, because I was trying to remember if they released Korg or not, but they did, didn't they?
Yeah, he came in a 2-pack with the Master.
Jeff Goldblum.
Right.
Jeff
That's
Goldblum,
right.
Yeah.
And then we have...
Sorry, Ryan.
Go ahead.
Are you saying that Gore the God Butcher in the movie is being played by Christian Bale?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my excitement level just went up for this.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
It's directed by Taika Waititi, so he did Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok is up there in like the top 5 MCU movies of all time for me.
I like it. It's a little too jokey for me.
Yeah,
like my Thor is more serious.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ryan.
But I do enjoy that movie. I want to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tony.
No, I like the Hulk in that, but
yeah.
No, I'm very interested to see Christian Bale in the MCU.
Yeah. They're calling
Batman voice.
Yeah.
Swear to me.
Yeah. Swear to God Butcher.
That is a cool character name, God Butcher.
Yeah.
Gore the God Butcher. That just sounds cool, you know?
It was such a great storyline, too.
I never read it.
Oh, you haven't? Shit.
No. What storyline?
If you haven't read it by the time Joe Fest rolls around, I'm bringing the trade for you.
Yeah, bring the trade.
Yeah.
Okay. King Valkyrie. So she is a king. I don't know, it's 2022, guys.
She probably took over New Asgard.
Yeah.
Thor has that conversation with her at the end of Endgame, I think.
Right.
Is it the end of Endgame or the end of
Endgame?
Yeah. Yeah, he has that conversation with her. Yeah, so King Valkyrie.
New Star-Lord, which looks pretty good. Looks like Chris Pratt. He's got a bit more of a beard on him this time and some slightly longer hair, maybe. I don't know. But that's a good figure because I know some of those older Star-Lord figures have gone up in price. And then this one, I really like this Ravager Thor with the vest, the jeans. I think that looks awesome. I don't know about you guys.
That's my favorite in the wave.
Yeah, I think it looks like, dude.
Can you zoom in on that a little bit, Ryan?
Yeah, he looks like
there are pictures. There are out of package pictures that I saw on Instagram right before I came over here. I think Rectangular posted up the pictures of it out of package and with like cord built and stuff like that.
So I didn't see who posted this. I know Rectangular did, but the original poster is probably, I would guess, in Southeast Asia somewhere.
Yeah,
that's usually where the first leaks come from. Maybe the Philippines or something. But yeah, this Ravager Thor looks awesome. Even if I don't like the movie, I want this.
I thought this was Chris Hemsworth cosplaying as Marty McFly.
Yeah. Freak thinks he's gonna drown.
Now the cool thing about this wave is it answers our question about how much Guardians will kind of be involved in Thor. Because it's like we saw, they were getting ready to take off in the Milano and stuff, but I wasn't sure like if it was going to be like a quasi third Guardians movie. But it looks like, because they're putting Star-Lord and Groot in the wave, it's going to be like a half Guardians, half Thor movie.
Yeah, and then we have Guardians 3 coming from James Gunn too. So, and I think Guardians 3 is going to introduce a new Guardians team. There's going to be a lot of new characters. That's my theory.
I got you.
And then we got this I think this will probably be like a King Thor, maybe like the MCU's version of a King Thor. Looks like he's got some new armor. He's got the helmet with a mask piece. Almost looks like Hawkman.
This is based off the 90s one, like the Eric Masterson Thor. No, not the Eric Masterson Thor. I think it was maybe in the 2000s they put Thor in this gaudy gold armor that looks just like this. But it's still cool.
Yeah, Eric Masterson was Thor, but he was Thunderstrike, right?
Yeah, yes and no. He was Thunderstrike, but then he took over as Thor when Thor had the cowl-looking helmet that went over his nose. And he had the beard. That was Eric Masterson too. But no, what I'm thinking of is in the Lai brothers, Ben and Ray Lai. They were the artists on the series in the early 2000s, where they introduced this costume of Thor.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's it for Legends, and now we got probably our favorite movie from the past year. The Batman coming from SH Figure Arts. Now, I'm going to let you know right off the bat, this is a pass for me.
Me too.
And it's because of those skinny freaking legs. Like that looks like skinny jeans Batman.
He in the movie, he's got like tactical pants, like they're baggy tactical pants. And you don't really see any ruffles like in the pants where the pants meet the boot.
Right.
And it's like, how'd you fuck that up?
Figure Arts, they're either like really good or they're just bad. I buy very few Figure Arts anymore, like if any, really.
Yeah.
This looks better, but still, the thing is, I know Mafex is going to do him, and they're going to do him much better.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the Mezco one.
Of course I did.
Who knows how long it's going to be before we get it, but to me, that's going to be the real version.
I thought I was going to pass on that Mezco one, and then I saw Andrew post it up on Toyco, and I was like, I better get it. So I ordered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm a sucker.
We all are, mate. We
I'm
all
right there
are.
with you,
Yeah.
brother.
Yep.
Tony, you still don't have any Mezco figures, right?
Yeah,
He has
Ryan
one.
sent me the Black Skull,
Oh, okay. Got it.
and I
Yeah.
love it, man. Just that whole experience of experiencing a Mezco figure for the first time, and
Mhm.
all of the accessories, and yeah,
It
was
is. You nailed it. It is an experience opening one of those up.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Everything from just going through the packaging, the way it's all packaged, and it's you know you're handling a this this expression I'm about to use now is how Grace refers to herself when someone says, is she a good wife? She goes, it's a super deluxe limited edition special copy. Like you go through that packaging, and it's this is a premium item. That I thank you, Ryan, for that, because you didn't just send me a toy. Like that really wasn't an experience going through that. So
yeah, I wanted to send you a new addiction. Hopefully.
well, I don't know about that.
Well, I also sent you a custom-made Caucasian neck, so you could fit a desert rat head on it, hopefully, and have like a Stealth Ops desert rat.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully,
Oh, that reminds me.
See.
I don't know whether I want to talk about it on the stream or not.
Oh, we'll save it.
I'll talk to you guys afterwards.
All right. And then they're doing the unmasked head, which I actually think the unmasked head looks pretty okay. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, it looks okay, but I don't want it.
No, I don't want it either. I'll give him points where they deserve it.
It looks a lot better than the McFarlane.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, come on. So I don't know if this went up for pre-order yet, but they did kind of tease it a little. And then the accessories. So you get the selection of hands, some back cuffs, a separate chest piece so you could like remove that bat symbol like batarang.
I don't remember when he used back cuffs in the movie.
Neither do I, but he did take the batarang off his chest like at one point to cut
to cut the electric wire at the end.
Yes. And then a couple of
I think the cuffs got used between Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz on set.
Oh damn.
Between takes.
It looks like a couple grapple guns, and then I think the adrenaline or venom that he injected in himself at the end. This little thing here, I think that's what that is. We think it might be venom. I know that's Sal's theory. Sal's a much smarter man than me, so I'll go with his theory.
Sal's convinced me, yeah.
Yeah.
Sal and I were talking about it here at the office. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. It's like when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, venom. Adrenaline isn't green. But yeah, adrenaline isn't green. But to me, it was like, I think they could go either way. Like they can come out and say, yeah, it was venom or not. Or they can come out and say, yeah, it was adrenaline. But,
Or bat shark repellent.
Yeah, that's what George Aiken, no bat shark repellent. I do have a couple cans of bat shark repellent that came with a Mattel 66 Batman. Okay, and then moving on to Star Wars. So vintage collection. They showed Hawaiian shirt Lando from the Solo movie. Or I think did they call this a Battlefront Lando? Or I don't know. But this is the Hawaiian shirt Lando, which does not look like a Star Wars figure at all. I think it's a horrible design.
Vintage collection 3 3/4.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Does anyone even care about that line anymore?
Tony, I know Michael still buys some vintage collection, I think. So I didn't know if you did, but I have it here, but I'll skip past it if you want. Because I don't collect it.
Go through a couple of them. Let's see.
Well, they only showed a couple. So you got Lando on a vintage card. You got I gotta get her name. Shay Vizsla, which is like from the Old Republic video game. Mandalorian.
Lady Iron Man.
Yep, there she is with her Mandalorian helmet. They did an ARC Trooper Jesse, which I think looks really cool. I hope we get him in the Black Series. more ARC troopers.
They have got a lot better at doing the removable helmets in that scale.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I think the body might be reuse. And then Mandalorian Super Commando, aka the Darth Maul loyalist. He's got the Darth Maul horns on his helmet, which they have already done in the Black Series. And then a Mandalorian Super Commando Captain. Looks great. These are coming out for Black Series as well. Figuring Dan. Cool. They said this is the only time you'll get Figuring Dan on a vintage card because the next release will be a box set with the whole band. So if you're a loose collector, pass on this.
Yep.
That's what they told me, but I don't collect this scale anymore. So, but I think it looks great. I think it's an all new sculpt. I don't think they've done Figuring Dan in this articulation scheme before. And then a Death Trooper box set from Rogue One in Vintage Collection, which I wish they would do more box sets like this for Black Series. They used to. They've done like the Evolution of Stormtrooper box set. They've done a Clone Trooper box set in Black Series, but that was quite a few years ago. I haven't seen a Trooper box set.
They've just done a box set for G.I. Joe Classifieds with the Vipers, but the price point was wrong.
Yeah, $90 for 3 figures. I passed on it, and I like I've said it before.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
The Viper, the Cobra Viper is my favorite G.I. Joe. It was my favorite Joe when I was a kid. I loved it, but I couldn't pull the trigger on that box set. Maybe I'll get it at a discounted price someday, but probably not. The G.I. Joe Troopers don't tend to go to clearance. So moving on to Black Series. This, I think, is the last figure that we would want from Rogue One. It kind of rounds out the main or A and B list characters. Saw Gerrera.
Did they say how much this was going to be? Because I know this is a deluxe.
It is a deluxe. It's $33.
Wow.
And that hurts. Yeah.
So he's got soft goods and more deco and more armor.
He's a bit more rotund. It's the fat tax. Like I think that was on Toy Migos the other night. They called it the fat tax because Saw is a little chubby.
Well, it's you're paying for a figure. You're spending tooling for a figure you're never going to use again. Granted, a lot of Star Wars has very little reuse, but you're never using this figure again.
Well, they'll do it in carbonized later on to reuse it.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I can justify that price because, this comes with 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. It comes with a figure stand. Yeah, it's worth it.
Incorrect. It comes with a stick and a blaster. And a lot of empty space in this box.
Just think about like how far we think about 5 years ago. We didn't have deluxe legends. We didn't have Build-A-Figures in a package. We had Build-A-Figures scattered across a wave. It's like you think about like in the little amount of time, say 2017 till now, the things that have changed and the prices that have changed in such a short period of time. Now we have deluxe figures that are Build-A-Figures. We have deluxe figures like this that it's like $33, but it's like, that Boba Fett, that deluxe Boba Fett that still doesn't have as much stuff as an Action Force figure. It's crazy. It's really interesting to look back and see how they've changed things and the things they've done. That not many other companies are doing. You don't really see this. It's like, like McFarlane did Swamp Thing and he's huge and he's $40. Makes sense. It's like this figure. I get it. If I counted up all the deco on that figure, it's probably 2 times as much that's on a regular figure. It's got soft goods, but also it's like, all right, well now you almost feel like, all right, well, you're not really getting a deluxe figure. You're just getting a regular version of a figure. It's when you think of deluxe figures, you think, okay, well, it probably should come with more accessories or blast effects or, something.
Or it's just a really big figure
or a really big figure, a flight stand or something like that. But this, to me, it's like, well, that's just how he was in the movie. Like that's a regular character from the movie. So to me, it's like, it really shouldn't be it. But I also see it from the product development standpoint, where I know how much that figure costs, and I know what that tooling probably is, and how much deco is on it. So it definitely can't be a $25 figure. It has to be a $33 figure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is it not soft goods? Is it plastic?
That's a plastic chunk of. Yeah.
It looked like soft goods in the picture. Damn.
But hey, it's a good thing we got Rebel 10 Customs in our corner. We
right?
can hit up Chrissy and get a soft goods cape for him. I'm sure she'll do one.
Yep.
Speaking of soft goods, for a little moment here, I saw something on your Instagram today, Bobby.
No, you didn't.
I saw soft goods on your Instagram.
No, you didn't. It was fake. I was just teasing people.
Mm.
Oh,
I was just trying to like, stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, we got another entry in the Gaming Greats line, GameStop exclusive from Republic Commando Republic Commando Sev. I had to look at my notes for the name. So I never played Republic Commando, but this specific team they're doing didn't show up in Clone Wars, but Gregor did, and he was a commando, and I love the armor. Apparently, this is not 100% accurate to the Republic Commando look, but for me, it's close enough, and I love this, man. And because it's GameStop exclusive, a gaming great, it's $27, which kind of hurts. But I think it looks cool. They've already released the boss, Republic Commando boss, and they've already put Republic Commando Fixer up for pre-order, and now they've teased Sev.
Dragon Reborn says it's Wilson from Castaway. Oh, that's awesome.
Drew G said it was a fun game at the time. So I think Republic Commando was like 2006, 7, something. It was quite a while ago. But I'm all in for this team. They have one more to go to finish the team. I hope they do Gregor from his Clone Wars look. It was awesome. They did a lot of these guys in the 3 3/4 years ago, and I had them all, and they were really cool. So moving on, we got Tony's favorite character next. Redeemed Darth Vader, white suit Darth Vader from the Star Wars Infinity comic book. Infinities, the Star Wars version of What If.
Yeah, I mean this is just a crime against the environment and recycling, and this is a waste of plastic.
It's not my thing, man. That's for sure. I don't. If Darth Vader was truly redeemed and lived at the end of Return of the Jedi, I don't think he'd just paint his armor white. He'd probably have something less skull looking, maybe.
No, this figure should be called, the Hasbro Black Series creatively bankrupt Darth Vader.
Well, look, we know why Hasbro's making this. They already have the molds.
Reuse that tooling, baby.
Yep.
All you gotta do, you gotta make new soft goods. That's about it.
Yeah, they probably just got some leftover white plastic they need to use. Fuck knows.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work like that, Tony.
This is not the first time.
Think it did, Bobby.
Did you know this is not the first time we've gotten this Vader in the Star Wars action figure line?
Wasn't he done at 3 3/4?
That's right.
Yeah.
Comic 2-pack. Yep. They they did them. This is probably 2008, I think, is when these comic book 2-packs were coming out.
And I wonder how well that sold.
I don't know.
So those comic 2-packs go for a lot of money nowadays.
I don't know if that one does. It might. But
oh, really? I know a lot of them are expensive.
A lot of them do, yes. So here's Vader in the comics saying, "I may be of some use in locating my former master." And Luke says, "With all of us together, Father, the Emperor doesn't stand a chance." That's some top tier writing there, Dark Horse. This is Dark Horse at the time.
Yep.
So there's that. And now they're also doing this comic book Leia, which I am actually in for this. It's a reuse of the Hoth Leia body. But the fact that they're doing... This is not technically the old EU. This is a modern Marvel comic book version of Leia. But for me, this works as like an Heir to the Empire era Leia. I like the look of this.
Are you sure it's the Hoth body? Like the boots? Definitely the boots are different.
I don't have one.
100% the boots are different because the Hoth Leia, the boots have straps and stuff on them. But this I've never read this comic. But this does look like I've got no kind of frame of reference for this particular version of Leia because having not watched the comic. But going back to what Bobby was saying when he finally arrived, you make a cool looking female figure. I want to buy this. This is a cool looking female figure. Doesn't matter that I haven't read the comic where she came from.
Like I could see Leia rocking this outfit post Return of the Jedi at some point. It looks like something that she would wear. You know what I mean?
Even in between Empire and Jedi, you know, where they're looking for Han.
Just to be clear, Tony, there was two versions of Hoth Leia. One came in a 2-pack and one came on a card with like the high heel shoes.
Yep.
So I'm looking at my Hoth Leia from a distance, and I'm pretty sure it's the same body because she does have boots up to her knee like this.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But she doesn't have. Maybe the forearms are new with the gloves. She doesn't have those gloves on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably some reuse, some new parts. The cloak here, the cape is definitely new. Again, hopefully Rebel 10 Customs will come through with some soft goods, wired soft goods for a posable cape would look nice. But I'm digging this figure. In my head canon, this is going to be my post Return of the Jedi Leia, which I'm going to put with my Heir to the Empire Luke Skywalker that came out a year and a half ago. And so that's her look on the cover of the comic. The hairstyle's not quite accurate to the comic, but this is a modern Marvel comic from the Disney canon, which, whatever. I don't care. But with that being said, this is also from a modern Marvel Disney comic. And I'm sorry, but I think this is cool. You give a stormtrooper a lightsaber. So this is General Creel. I get the... Yes. Oh, Sergeant Creel. Sorry. I read the comic that he showed up in, and that's when I dropped out. But I think this looks awesome. To me, this is like very like Ralph McQuarrie concept art. A stormtrooper with a lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. This looks really cool, and I can see why people are into this. For me, when it comes to Star Wars, I'm very much just, you know, original trilogy characters is kind of all. Specifically, I'm focusing on Empire.
Right.
But this is a cool looking figure. I hope it's got the similar articulation to the Stormtrooper that we got in the Mandalorian wave, because that is an awesome figure. It doesn't look like it does though.
Nope, this is definitely that body, but the chest armor is an overlay piece. And so it looks like that chest armor might be maybe their first order chest armor.
Yeah, but the chest armor looks like it's going to impede the articulation somewhat, particularly the ab crunch.
Yeah. No, I see your point for sure. But it is the modern body because it has the single jointed elbows and knees, and it has the newer style helmet.
Yep.
Bobby, what are you doing?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were. It looked like you were about to reach down your pants.
I mean, I thought it would be okay. I mean,
that's fine.
You know, kind of bored of this dog shit reveal, but you know.
Okay, fine. moving. So there he is on the packaging artwork. So it looks pretty good. I like the new pieces with the the holster, the thigh strap, whatever that's for. Probably the lightsaber. Okay, moving on then, Bobby. They did some pipeline reveals. We're getting Migs Mayfield in a season 1 look.
Hold on.
Huh?
Oh.
Okay.
I've got to pee.
Oh, go ahead. They're doing Migs Mayfield in the season 1 look, which is obviously the Bill Burr we wanted first, but they're going to reuse a trooper body first if they can.
Of course. Yeah.
So I'm hoping this means they're going to flesh out that whole team, but when it comes to the Black Series, don't hold your breath. I would like to get the 2 Twi'leks and the Deveronian guy, and
Yeah.
we got Zero, the droid, which is a great figure. And then they said for the first time in the main line, they're going to do Grogu, which
it's not the first time in the main line.
Yeah, because I have the first time in the main line.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's exactly what we need is another Grogu that has nothing changed. It's like he doesn't change costumes.
No.
His egg is still the same. So what are you going to put with this figure?
Are
you going to take everything from the deluxe Mando and just put it as its own release? Because if you do, man, that's dog shit. Like
you know they're going to.
I know they're going to. Sometimes, like it's almost like when you release like who's Jabba's Salacious Crumb.
Yeah.
You release Salacious Crumb and then you release him in that pack with the other creatures. It's like, come on, man. You can't keep pulling that kind of shit with them.
Hey, look, he's going to have a few extra pieces like the pram, right? The egg.
Yep.
And it's going to be $25.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
That's going to be a massive peg warmer.
I can't wait to see what they do to make a $25 Grogu.
Look, you know what I said? I said, fine, put Grogu out again with the pram, but put him in with the Mudhorn.
Okay.
That big. How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Like I'll take a Mudhorn. I'll buy any of the Star Wars beasts. I love them. So that's the pipeline, which means we'll see this like probably late 2023. But yeah, so that was it for Black Series. I want to move on to NECA. They revealed this turtle van. Nope. Tony, I know you don't collect turtles. I don't collect cartoon turtles. But Bobby, you're in on the turtles, right?
Not cartoon.
Oh, really?
Just movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a cake. Like it's made out of
I mean,
cake
that's the way it looked in the cartoon. It was
I think it looks pretty good. It looks like it's straight out of a cartoon, right?
It is. However, are we going to get into the price discussion of this thing?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So NECA is doing this for $250. So
same price as the Playmates version.
No, Playmates is way less than $250.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like a retail one. It's under $100.
Oh, I thought Playmates was doing another version like this that was kind of similar priced.
No, the Playmates one in Australia is $90. So
and it's the cartoon one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So $90. NECA's doing it for $250.
Much bigger. So this NECA turtle van is 14 inches long, 12 inches tall, and 8 inches wide. It fits their 7-inch scale figures, as you can see here. There it is. I mean, I think it looks great with their NECA turtles. $250. There's the dimensions. 12 high, 14 long, 8 wide. Now, Super 7 is about, if I did my math right, 25% bigger. So not massively bigger, 25% bigger. Theirs is 20 inches long, 14 inches high, and about 13 inches wide. And it's $500. It's double the price and it's still up on Big Bad Toy Store. So, let's hear it, Bobby. Look, I'm not in on these cartoon turtles, so and you know way more about the toy industry than me.
I wasn't gonna say anything. People get so upset. People get so upset people get so upset when I give an opinion on something.
Here.
So upset. You know what?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me give a disclaimer.
Okay.
If you're watching this and you love Super 7 and you're okay with that price, please buy it and enjoy it. And I will applaud you buying that Super 7 Turtle Van. And if I ever see you in person, I'll give you a big hug. With that being said, Bobby, go ahead.
Now I have to say my own disclaimer, just because there are idiots out there that get so upset when I give an opinion on something. I'm going to say I'm not telling you not to buy Super 7. Buy whatever makes your little heart happy. I don't care. That being said, I find it hilarious that NECA put this out and it's half the fucking price. Like absolutely fun. This like made my day. Like I saw it, I was like, fuck you, Brian, take that and your greedy ass bullshit. Listen, guys, like you're mad at me because you say that I shit on other companies. I don't shit on other companies. I'm calling out very obvious stuff. If you don't care, that's fine. Again, I said it again. I don't care what you buy. Buy whatever you want. I wasted money on ridiculous stuff before. I know what it's like. It's cool. I just think it's really funny that you have two companies with the same license and they always try to make excuses for their high prices. Always. And then they get caught with something like this. It's like, okay, yeah, it's bigger. Yeah, it's got a few more things on it. Not an extra $250 worth of stuff on it. It's like, when are people gonna like? When are they gonna get it? Okay, you want to pay overpriced stuff for Super 7? That's fine. It's great, you know. But listen, they're doing a Silverhawks figure that's $55 for $80. Another company is doing an unbelievable version of the Silverhawks figure with real metallic paint. What a concept!
Yeah,
$80. But you're charging $55 for something with a third of the articulation and nowhere near accurate colors and less stuff. It's like, guys, I'm not trying to shit on companies. I'm trying to point out very obvious shit. If you can't handle me pointing out obvious shit, I don't know what to tell you, man. $250 versus $500. I would love for someone to tell me why that's okay. It's not okay. That is not okay.
Because they love it, Bobby. They love it.
I would love if NECA should put out an exploded view. They should put out everything exactly the same as Super 7 is doing, just to show them, hey, and Brian Flynn has talked about, oh, we don't produce a lot, we don't do this, oh, royalties, oh, blah, blah, blah. Bro, NECA, they're doing it. You're gonna tell me NECA's doing less or more than you're doing of the Turtle Van? Stop it.
This is the NECA one on screen.
This is the NECA.
Yeah, it's the NECA one.
And the Super 7 one?
This is the Super 7.
The NECA one even looks better for half the price.
So I think so. Super 7 designs theirs after the classic toys, and NECA is cartoon accurate.
Yeah.
So there it is. And the Super 7 is 25% bigger, and you can check my math on that. I'm not great at math.
25% bigger doesn't mean double the price.
No, I get it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just to be, I just want to.
It's just silly. It's really silly. And this is the problem when multiple licensees have the same license.
Yeah.
And it's like, Okay. Now, if I'm correct, I believe Super 7 now owns Silverhawks. So, and then
Yes, they
someone in the
do.
chat just said that the ramen toys Quicksilver $60 in China. Yeah. So it's the same price as what Super 7's putting out. And it's like, wait a second.
So
if you own the license and you're licensing it out to this other company and they're putting out a way better product than you, that's a fucking problem. That is a big problem. Because at the end of the day, do you think people are going to want your 5-point articulated, just about non-metallic Silverhawk? No, they're going to want the Ramen Toys version.
now, because I know we'll hear it in the comments, I want to say the $60 Ramen Toys Quicksilver, that $60 was the early bird pre-order price. The
Okay.
regular price that it is now, I think, is $80 or $85.
Still,
Yeah.
it's metallic. That's all you have to say. It's metallic.
Yep.
And it's got like Mafex level articulation.
And I guess
I don't get it. Again, I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm with Ryan. You buy it, hey man, I'll high five you all day. I just
hold on, but one thing of note, Super 7 comes with those accessories we saw, like a Mauser and a pizza and stuff.
Okay.
But the NECA version has LED lights. Super 7 does not have any LED lights.
Oh,
there's no lights on it.
It's just getting better and better. Oh, it's getting better. I would love, put it this way. If we had Brian Flynn on right now and you asked Brian how he can justify 500 versus the NECA 250, it would be just as cringe as Chris Cron trying to justify the Bantha.
Now, look, the last
that's
thing
exactly what it would be.
the last thing I need on this new 3POA channel is a copyright strike, Bobby.
This is true.
So
hey, I think I had one of those today.
Jesus.
Yeah. So look, again, we said it. If you're in for the Super 7 and it makes sense to you and it's a fair price to you, fine. This is just our opinion. Don't hate us just for that. And by the way, if I like Super 7, I'd say it. If I like their products, I would say it. I have no problem with that. So let's move on because we're already way over time. But we mentioned it earlier, but Mafex did tease the next character in their Reign of the Superman line, and that is Steel, which I'm super excited for. I still have my Mattel DC Universe Steel, and it's a fantastic figure.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I can't wait to see what Mafex does with theirs. I think I hope it's going to be just amazing.
Listen, when they tell me that the Cyborg or the Azrael Batman shipping, bro, I'm going to lose my mind. So it's like what they're doing is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, but yeah, this again, I wish it was the Eradicator Superman, but I'll take it because I need all four.
I'm thinking Superboy Prime is the next one after this.
Probably.
So yeah, Eradicator will be last because we pre-ordered Cyborg Superman like a year ago at this point.
Yeah, I think so. The interesting thing is I pre-ordered Cyborg Superman before Black Suit Superman, and it came out first.
Yeah.
Sal's going to want this, eh?
Sal's definitely going to want this.
Yeah, it's got a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It's got a sledgehammer. Yeah, that's right. he'll probably buy two just so he's got a spare sledgehammer.
Yep. All right. So that's all I had for reveals. We're 2 hours into the show, so we could kind of run through episode 1 and 2 of Moon Knight. And Tony, I know you loved it, so I want to start with you. Give your thoughts on the Disney Plus Moon Knight series so far.
So I put out a video last week with my thoughts on the first episode, which I loved. To me, it's the best Disney Plus anything. Second episode was not as great. I thought the first episode was great. The second episode was good. It had some problems, particularly one of the characters didn't really work well for me. But I'm
Well, hey, look, don't shy away from spoilers. And I'm just going to put out there, we're going to talk spoilers. So you can come back to this later if you don't like spoilers.
I thought Layla was a bad character. If they make an action figure of her, I'm not buying it because she's a bad character. It's not because she's female. It's just a bad character.
Yeah.
But one of the highlights of episode 2 for me was the first time we're seeing Moon Knight in the 3-piece suit. That was really, really cool. I'm so invested in this character that Oscar Isaac has created. What we got to see it more of in the second episode was a bit more of that kind of split personality where Steven became the guy in the mirror as opposed to Mark Spector. They kind of reversed the role there. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this, and I just hope that they don't drop the ball. I'd love to do a 3POA episode after the end of the whole season. If it's no, actually, we should do a whole 3POA episode if it's bad. Because
sure, yeah.
Because people tell me I need to make videos about the things I like, but the things that people watch are when I fucking shit all over something. That's what people watch. They don't watch the videos where I'm all nice and happy. So, have you seen it, Bobby?
Yeah. It's the only, besides Spider-Man, it's the only post Endgame thing I've watched. Because I'm like Ryan, I got my closure.
Yeah.
You wrapped it up. You put a bow on it. I'm good, man. I don't need anything more. Granted, I lied. I did see Eternals. I did see Black Widow. They both sucked. Oh, I saw Shang-Chi. That sucked too. Yeah. But as far as shows, this is the first show I've watched. I can't get behind any of the shows. But I like Oscar Isaac as an actor a lot. And I didn't know much about Moon Knight. So I'm like, I'm going to give it a chance. This is going to be the one that I'll watch. And I dug it. I agree with you. The first episode was good. The second episode wasn't as good. I think my only gripe is that, if it's 6 episodes and you're 2 down, I've only seen him in the costume for about a minute and a half. So it's kind of like, you got 4 episodes left to really wow the shit out of me. I do think it's kind of hilarious that when I went on Disney Plus to watch it, there was like Moon Knight, and then I saw like under the rest of the Marvel stuff, it had like legacy stuff, and it showed X-Men Apocalypse, and I'm like, hey, he was an Egyptian guy in that too.
Yep.
It's just really funny. It's like, wait, Chris Evans was Human Torch and Captain America. Oscar Isaac was Apocalypse and Moon Knight. This is a really cool trend.
And he voiced Spider-Man 2099.
That's right.
Miguel.
The figure you showed earlier,
yeah. I thought it really, and like Deus Ex Machina before, I think it really put on display Oscar Isaac's amazing acting talents.
He's a fantastic actor.
Fantastic.
I love him in like everything I've seen him in.
Yeah, it's too bad he got stuck being Poe Dameron.
Yeah, but he did what he could with a really shitty script. So
he would make a great Bone Collector for the Action Force movie.
He's on the short side. He's really short.
He is. He was way too short for Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Does that matter in Hollywood?
Not necessarily, because Tom Hardy's short and they made Bane look enormous. So
yeah,
you could technically do it right.
I mean, look how they did the Hobbits next to Gandalf. You can do it.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
So I really liked episode 1. I'm kind of with you guys with episode 2. Episode 2 made me kind of start to hate Steven, the Steven personality. I really like the Mark Spector he's just started to annoy me. I'm like, dude, stop. Just give it over to Mark Spector. Let him take care of business. I was over it. And yeah, I'm afraid that the Layla, was it Layla? his quasi girlfriend or ambiguous
A
girlfriend,
wife, maybe.
maybe
I think
wife.
even at one point he was like, "Are we married?" Or yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm afraid they're going to kind of nerf Mark Spector just to make her like the female Moon Knight at the end, which is a real disservice to the Moon Knight character. Because even though I'm not super familiar with him, I know that there is a big Moon Knight fandom, and his character goes back 30, 40 years probably. His first appearance was Werewolf
70s. It was in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night, I believe, was his first appearance, and
Yep.
let Mark Spector have his time. Don't just, and I'm not saying they're gonna do this. I just have a feeling because it's Disney and it's kind of what they do. Give Mark Spector his time. Like Captain America and Iron Man, they had their time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm hoping the series stays good. I'm in for the whole thing. I'm even in for the figures, while I'm out on MCU for the most part, figure wise. But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, and I hope. What you said, 6 episodes. I hope the last 4 are really good. I hope it holds strong.
Yeah. Real quick before we wrap up the show, Ryan, I wanted to share a little bit of vintage news. We had a lot of modern toy news today.
Okay.
Vintage news. So for those of you who aren't aware of a company called Vectis, they are a collectible, very, very reputable auction house in the UK. A bit like in the US, I think you've got Hakes Americana. Is it?
Yeah.
That does. Yeah. They sell, if you're going to sell a prototype rocket firing Boba Fett, you go to Hakes. Well, in the UK, you go to Vectis. Vectis have an upcoming sale, and one of the items that they've got up for sale is an original Palatoy Star Wars toy shop display.
Oh, the display! I saw that earlier today.
Yeah, I'll just share the picture real quick. Now, this so Brian Turner, who is the designer of the Action Force Sea Lion, he was the display manager at Palatoy for a very long time. He used to organize the displays for Toy Fair, but also this kind of thing. He would design these things, he would build them, he would give other employees working in the design department guidance. This is probably the only one in existence. So you got all these Return of the Jedi figures. This would have been sent to a toy store that probably had actually like an account with Palatoy and sold product directly from Palatoy through retail. Estimates on this at Vectis are £5,000 to £10,000.
Which is what in US dollars?
5,000 to 10,000 US dollars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
pretty much 1 for 1, I think, with the UK.
1 for 1. Okay,
I'll double check.
No, the US dollar the UK the pound is about $75 is about 100 pounds. I mean, reverse that. 75 pounds is about $100.
They're saying $6,500 to $13,000 is the range.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you think that's a conservative estimate for an item like this?
I would not be the way Star Wars is selling. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes over that.
Yeah,
because when you talk about it's vintage, it's Star Wars. And it's kind of a little bit displayable, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was originally made to be displayable. It's a one of a kind. It's full of, mint Return of the Jedi figures that would have never been out of this thing. I think it's going to go way higher. I think it's going to at least double the estimate.
The funny thing is, it's not like you're getting prototype. You're getting like production figures. So you're bidding on a bunch of production figures put into a box. So it's like when you break it down like that, it's kind of funny. But also it's like you said, it's a one of a kind. When do you ever see something like this? I know in the US, very rarely would they do stuff like this.
They used to do this a lot in the UK. I can remember as a kid, you would go in, and still now you see it sometimes with Lego stuff in certain toy stores. There'll be a
Yeah, Lego does it.
I was going to say at Toys R Us, they did this type of thing with Lego, and those Lego displays go for big money. So the fact that this is a vintage Kenner Star Wars, it's going to be big money.
Man, I've got some photos of the original cardboard Action Force headquarters, all set up with all of the Series 1 Action Force figures in a Perspex display like this that Brian Turner made for Toy Fair in 1982. And then he said, some of these went out to toy stores and they would, I don't know if they would put them in the window or in the aisle, because obviously the cardboard Action Force headquarters was sold in a solid box. And it's like, hey, this is what it looks like when it's assembled with the figures, and you see it in the flesh, you can tell how big it is. So I thought this is just a really, really interesting piece. Yeah. I know you're going a little bit crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 20,000.
That's what I was going to say, about 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
You got to think like that. Like, think of guys like Gus Lopez. For those of you who don't know Gus Lopez, he's got one of the largest Star Wars collections.
Yeah, I know who he is. He lives here in Seattle.
He also has like ridiculous prototype stuff and like very expensive things. Like,
he has the Death Star movie prop in his living room.
He does. But guys like him, there's a lot of them. Like for Star Wars. Star Wars sells like crazy. So this is definitely going to go 20 grand.
Yeah. I'll keep track of the auction and we'll revisit once it's over and we'll see what it actually went for.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this goes for. That's awesome. I like that mini rig. So before we wrap up, I do want to share this just for Bobby and Action Force customers. Brian Dillingham says, just wanted to send a thank you to Bobby for sending out a replacement stand for my Scarab.
You got it, bud.
What happened? Was it broken?
No, they're trying to every maybe like 1 out of every 1,000 figures they like forgot to put a stand in. It's like you got to remember that they're doing so many figures throughout the day. Going down the assembly line, it's you're bound to miss something. So he was missing a stand.
Do they not go over a weightometer to make sure there's nothing missing? I
don't believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's going down the line and people are putting, someone's doing the hand, someone's doing the figure, someone's doing the pistol and rifle. Then, it goes to the end the guy boxing, and then it goes to another guy and the guy tapes it. So, it could just be just a miss. But, we made sure we took care of Brian. We take care of everyone. We want to make sure that everyone has the best experience. So, we aim to have good customer service with people.
Yep.
Well,
awesome.
Confession time. I got 3 Scarabs,
and
one of mine didn't have a stand either. But I was not bothered. That's why I never mentioned it to you.
Well,
because I've got
I'll make sure I give you a stand when you come for Joe Fest. I have a stand waiting for you.
I've got extra stands, because I've got the stands from the Swarm Gear pack.
That's not the point. The point is to make sure the product is right.
Now, look, I want to say something.
The product is right. The product's awesome.
I want to say something about Action Force stands. So I have all my Action Force figures displayed behind me on top of the details. Here's all my extra stands. Do you know why I have all these extra stands? Because the figures pose so well that I don't need them half the time. Unless they're in I have some in like 1 foot running poses. I have those on stands. The guys that are like static pose just with their rifle, I don't need a stand. So it's just like bonus. When I set up my Marvel Legends display, I'm going to have these on my Marvel Legends.
Look, Ryan, when I made that video about Marvel Legends figures not coming with figure stands, there are so many people who jumped into the comments and said, you need to learn how to pose. I've been collecting these for 10 years. I have a massive display and not one figure has ever fallen over.
First of all, good for them, but I don't believe that.
I don't believe it, man. How many figures with capes heavy plastic capes. Just no, it's bullshit.
How about
Sorry.
female figures with high heels or loose
Yeah.
ankle joints? And I love Marvel Legends. I'm not crapping on them, but that's just not the case, man. I've been collecting Marvel Legends since Wave 1. They fall over, man. I've been collecting Marvel Legends for 20 years.
I love Drew G's comment.
Let's bring it up.
He needs 30 of them.
He's missing all his stands. I need 30. He needs 30 of them, Bobby.
Oh, I guess we're sending out 30 stands.
What's going on over there at the Velaverse headquarters? Huh?
Man, slacking on the stands is what we're doing.
I picked up the keys for my new house on Friday. We officially move next Thursday, but I've got the kids. So I've been moving a lot of stuff this weekend. And Grace is working this weekend. So I was doing a few bits and pieces around the house, and I'd moved some stuff there yesterday morning. And although Grace was at work, she was popping out to the shops, and she rings me and she's like, are you at the new house? I want to, come round. It's been, months since I've actually had a look inside. I was like, yeah, come round. And she turns up, and I've unloaded all of these boxes. And she's like, right, so what have you brought round to the house first? And she starts opening up the boxes, and it's boxes of Valaverse Action Force. And she's like, these are the first things you moved into the house? It's like, yes, woman, I've got my priorities straight.
Dude, when we bought this house that we live in now, the first thing I moved over was my collectibles, my action figures and toys and stuff. We had movers and we had a moving truck, but all my toys I put in my truck and drove them over first. I didn't want movers touching them, man. All right, I know we're long, but I have one more comment I want to get to. Friend of the show, Scott Hughes, before we end, he says, I have a serious question. What would Tony, Bobby, and Ryan pay for one of those recalled Return of the Jedi speeder bike swings with lookout tower if it was brand new? I know what you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about as well.
Personally,
the outdoor play set that looks like an Imperial Guard turret, and the swing is a speeder bike.
Some of them did make it out because I've seen pictures of kids playing on them.
I'm gonna look one up right now.
But personally, me, I wouldn't buy it because I have no room for it. I certainly wouldn't put it outside of my yard to be destroyed by the Seattle weather. But
if I owned a toy museum and space was not an issue, and I could acquire an item like that to show people, how everything was bigger and better back in the 80s. If I had the money and I had a museum, I think at an auction I'd pay 50 grand for something like that.
Yeah.
As a collector, just sitting here at home, trying to run a YouTube channel that's not doing very well at the moment. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, as a YouTuber that is not monetized, I wouldn't buy it. But if I had a toy museum, if I was wealthy, 25 grand, maybe 50 seems a little high, but I don't know, maybe 50. Yeah, 25. Yeah, I would need a lot of space. I need a museum.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
Crap.
Could you imagine having that as a kid? The speeder bike swing with the tower. Oh, it's so cool.
Someone on eBay is selling just the swing for $350.
Not bad. Hey, for the Valaverse office.
No, there are certain things I want in here. What I really want is I feel like we need a video game cabinet in here. Oh. But I either want original Street Fighter 2 or I want the double screen X-Men.
Oh yeah.
So
or how about maybe a classic pinball? Those are really hard to upkeep.
I was never a pinball fan.
Oh, I love pinball.
I have a ping pong table in here. I want to get a shuffleboard for the office. I like shuffleboard. I like darts. I like skill games like that. But man, I'd wreck some Street Fighter 2. Shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. He says, please get monetized. I want to send Dillinghamisms. Look,
we really appreciate that, Brian. The thing is, the channel needs 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So if you want the 3POA to get monetized like we all do, the best thing you can do is help spread the message. Get, word of mouth helps the channel grow. Share links to this and the channel on your social media platforms, on your Facebook, your Instagram, wherever you can. Over to you, Ryan.
Yeah, if you're in the toy aisle at Walmart and you're talking to another collector, tell them about us, please. Get the word out. I really appreciate it. I made a Facebook page for the 3POA podcast, and man, Facebook wants you to spend money on your page, because if you don't, they do not show the stuff you post to anyone. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, follow us on Facebook. It's 3POA podcast, and on Instagram, it's at 3POA_podcast. Follow us there. When we post something, a link to the show or whatever, share that in your stories or share it in the toy groups you're in. It really helps. Hit that like button, help get us noticed, and we will be monetized, and that'll be great. I'm piggybacking on Tony's StreamYard right now because it's $50 a month. So hopefully when we're monetized, then I could, get 3POA its own StreamYard.
You don't need to, bro. You can keep using it. It doesn't cost more money to have you stream on here. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks. Oh, well, forget it then. Tony Roble says, just told the guy about the 3POA podcast at a toy show in my old high school. He was totally interested. I'm Action Force. Hey, thank you, Tony. That's awesome. Robert, thank you. At my last toy show, someone knew about Infinity Equation. They mentioned Dante, but not Laser Pants. Look, Infinity Equation's been around for 2 years, so of course. But help get the word out about 3POA. I still love Infinity Equation. Dante and Alex, good friends of mine. I wish I could still be on it, but I got to have a 9 to 5 to pay for all these toys and the kid upstairs that won't stay out of the fridge. So thank you, everyone. This has been episode 12. We'll be back in 2 weeks, Saturday, and I think we're going to be exclusively here on the 3POA channel again.
We've ripped the Band-Aid off now.
Okay, we ripped the Band-Aid off. If you haven't seen the last episode of Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, go check it out. Me and Tony had a great time with Zazel and Ken and Slaughter Daughter Kelly. It was a great show. Zazel's a great host. It's a great podcast. I was in stitches the whole time. Go check that out. Good people over there. And for Tony, Bobby, and myself, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Later.
See you in federal court.